This is why men can't be women.
Your sex is something that you're born with that lasts through your entire life. And there's two sexes.
Oh, that's biologically wrong.
Say that again. Can you come a little?
That's biologically wrong.
I disagree with that.
They're intersex people. What about them?
Okay, so just so you know, he's a evolutionary biologist, and he's an expert on all of these subjects.
I'm a psychologist.
Okay.
Okay.
It's now in medicine
All right.
clearly that there are more sex.
Okay, so how do you respond to the fact that there are more than two sexes?
People who have a so-called intersex condition,
Yes.
this is defined by people who at birth appear sexually ambiguous in some way or might appear as the opposite sex at birth. But the appearance of sexual ambiguity, this is not a third sex in and of itself. So the sexes, male and female, they're defined reproductively by the type of gamete, either sperm or ova, that an individual has the function to produce.
So it's,
This isn't just humans, this is across all animals in nature.
Why don't you define sex and let's have you define sex? Why don't you define sex?
I personally define sex, well, either on chromosome, hormone, or the appearance.
Okay, do you agree with that?
No, not a little.
Tell him why you disagree.
Well, because there are plenty of animals in the animal kingdom that don't determine their sex by chromosomes. So you can look at something like alligators or turtles. They don't have sex chromosomes, but they still have a clearly definable sex based on whether they have the function to produce sperm or ova. There's plenty of other animals in nature that don't have testosterone or estrogen. They don't have different hormonal mixtures, and we can still identify them as being male or female because of the type of gamete they have the function to produce. That's the universal definition of what it means to be male or female.
Is
and
what?
humans is. So it's a reproductive strategy based on the type of gamete that an individual has the function to produce. That's what a sex is. Males are defined as the sex that produces small gametes or sperm. Females are the sex that has the function to produce large gametes or eggs. And that's a universal definition across every species that has males or
If someone
females.
is not producing sperm, it's not a male.
That's not what he said.
No, they have to have the function to produce it. So if they have the primary sexual anatomy to produce
Testicles.
this is what they have. This is how we identify alligators' sex. This is how we identify human sex. This is how we identify bats and fish and all that. It has to do with their primary sex
So,
organs.
and if the function is not developed,
So you can have a function without being functional. So if you think like, what is the function of a car? It's to take me from point A to point B. Your car can still break down, but it still has a function. It's still a car. Doesn't cease to be a car because it's broken. So we can still identify based on the type of gonadal tissue that an individual has, what the sex would be under normal circumstances, like what type of gamete they would produce.
well, yeah, I disagree.